WSJ, the Wall Street Journal report, page 1.
The Bionic Valley, here a partnership of high-tech business and medical research, is bringing new hope to human bodies and profit to people like Dr. Robert Jarvik. On the second front page, Omaha's odd couple. Billionaire investor Warren Buffett is the silent partner of a 92-year-old human whirlwind. We'll introduce you to Mrs. B in her mega store. We'll tell you why the white-collar crowd is paying big bucks to play war games. It's combat for profit. Our Money Matters tells you what you can do with that newfangled Kodak that's suddenly a relic. And our Market Watcher looks to Wall Street in the wake of Wicked Wednesday.
Stories behind the headlines. Produced and edited by the Wall Street Journal. On WSJ, the Wall Street Journal report.
If your weekly game of tennis just isn't giving you the charge it used to, take heart. Consider the National Survival Game. If your idea of fun is dressing up like G.I. Joe and running through the snow with a make-believe gun, this could be just your cup of joe. Betsy Stark has the story.
You're loaded, you're all checked out? Okay, let's go. Go, go, go! Ah! This is just like Washington's troops. You got one shot, you got to cock the pistol, you got to be out there, you got to make it count. If you don't make it count, you're dead meat.
But only until the ref calls time.
Hold your fire, hold your position.
Because this isn't guerrilla warfare we're talking about, it's a game. The National Survival Game, a kind of dressed-up version of Capture the Flag that has captured the imaginations of thousands of people, most of them men, who play the game every weekend at 300 locations around the country.
It's organized Cowboys and Indians. And, you know, I liked Cowboys and Indians when I was 6 and 7 and 10. And this is, you know, this is really just sort of the same thing, but it just feels a little more real.
Hayes, Noel, and two friends started the game 4 years ago on an impulse. Noel wanted to see if his ability to manage risk as a trader on the American Stock Exchange had improved his gamesmanship outside the financial jungle. He says he still hasn't answered that question, but the game he started has caught on in a big way. And Noel and a partner are cashing in on sales of the game's name and equipment to 180 operators nationwide.
We're like the National Football League, like Pete Rozelle. Each person owns his own football team, but we sell them the shoulder pads, we sell them the football cleats, the footballs, and that's really where it is now.
In Platkill, New York, the fee for a day's play is $36. In the morning, players pick up equipment and are shown how to use it. Then teams are assigned and everyone heads off to the field. The object there is to capture the flag and avoid getting killed, because anyone struck and splattered by the exploding paint pellets the guns fire is out of the game.
It's the Alamo all over again, but these are accountants.
I shoot my own son. I shoot my buddies.
You don't get the same feeling when you're playing softball. It just doesn't work the same way.
That may be why many corporations now offer the game as an alternative to the corporate softball league. Game operator Jerry Braun, who practices law during the week, says corporate clients now account for 25% of his business.
I've had Mercedes-Benz play BMW. I have had the American Stock Exchange play the New York Stock Exchange. In fact, they're doing it regularly. I've had different factions in the Commodities Exchange play. I've had Drexel Burnham play Merrill Lynch.
Some companies make outings of the game, hoping to build morale and offer employees an outlet for relieving stress. But do psychologists really think employees gain anything by showering the boss with exploding paint pellets?
Well, they might feel better. And the boss might have then the wherewithal to retaliate. I mean, there's the negative possibility.
As corporate therapy, these experts say the National Survival Game has many limitations. But all in all,
it's certainly better than sitting around talking about our feelings, which I think is extremely difficult in a hierarchical power situation.
But for most of the game's 25,000 weekly players, the $36 fee is not payment for therapy, but for fun, something too many adults feel they left behind in childhood.
Everybody wants to be Clint Eastwood. They want to make their own day. Give them the opportunity. You know, in a situation that's controlled like this, I think it's wonderful. I really do.
By the way, those pistols the players tote do serve a practical function. Cattle farmers use them to help brand their herds.